I love sitting on the floor with you guys and just talking about life. I'm so excited. I have my fuzzy socks on.
And I am cozy.
I want to jump right in this video, okay? So, as you know by the title, I'm going to be doing 20 habits to start in 2020. I will link down everything in the description box below, so if you want to screenshot the habits that I mentioned in the video, you can do that. So basically how I split this video up, it's going to be split into 4 sections. This is how I split my goals up for the year. The 4 sections are health, personal, work, career, and school. I just kind of put that all into one section. And then financial. So there's going to be 5 habits for each of these sections that you can start today. After I state all the resolutions, at the end I'm going to be giving you guys some tips that I think is valuable when you're going to come up with your own habits that you want to make, and also to implement these habits into your life. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to hear the tips that I have. The first thing we're going to talk about is health. I put this first intentionally because your health is the most important. I tend to put my health on the back burner, which is horrible. If you don't have health, you can't have anything else in your life. 1, buy a glass water bottle. Glass specifically is much healthier for you. This is my water bottle. This basically has all the time markings on here. This is the proper amount of water you need to drink in a day. You fill this up 2 times and you're set. Number 2 is to start a meal prep routine. So I still haven't done this, but this is definitely a habit I want to do. Personally, I'm trying to gain 10 pounds this year. I want to feel healthier. This is my first time trying to do meal preps. I haven't done it before. So what I did is just create a doc, and I put all the foods that I want to be eating. So if I go to the grocery store, I have that list already on my phone. I look at the recipes I want to make, so I would split it down into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And yeah. There's another channel called Pick Up Limes. They also make really good videos on meal prep and stuff like that. Number 3, you guys probably heard this a million times if you're on YouTube as much as I am, but it's to create a morning and night routine, and it's just gonna set your day up with intention. If not anything, do that today. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It will change your life, seriously, because it's important to have routines. Number 4 is to set up timers on your social medias and on your phone in general. So past a certain time at night, my phone will automatically block all my apps, and then in the morning my phone will block my social media so that I'm not going on those things in the morning. So that's also another thing you can do. You can do it on your phone, or you can download other apps to block like social media stuff from your phone also. Another tip is to limit your Instagram and Twitter or Facebook or whatever to only 30 minutes a day. I was watching the Kardashians. Although, like, you know, they're big on social media, and Kim Kardashian only spends 30 minutes a day on Instagram. Well, she probably has other people posting for her or whatever, but you don't need to be on Instagram for 2 hours a day. Like, that's unnecessary. Habit number 5 is to walk more. If you're like me, and I mean, I'm home from break, so most of my work is done at home. You don't want to be sitting at your desk all day, because that's not good for you either. In between different work tasks, go for a walk. Even if you're at home, if you need to make phone calls, walk around your room or walk around downstairs or wherever you're at and take those phone calls while you're walking. Walking has also been shown to increase creativity, so get up more, walk more, and you will feel a whole lot better. So the next category is going to be personal. So these are all personal habits that you can start. It's kind of mixed in with personal relationships and things like that. So let's get into it. Habit number 1 for personal is journaling morning and night. Now that might seem a lot to you. You don't usually journal. You can do morning pages. I just got a manifest journal. That journal is strictly about manifestation and manifesting the life that I want. It's all positive energy that goes in that book. And then I have my morning pages journal, and that is just where I just clear my mind or anything that's bothering me, I write that in there. And then at night, you can just write 3 things that you're grateful for, or 3 good things that happened in that day. I clear so many thoughts and figure a lot of things out, so I highly recommend doing morning pages, manifestation, and then jotting a few things you're grateful for at night. Number 2 is to start using reusable bags. If you're in New York like I am, you know that they're starting to implement charging you for if you want to use their bags, not only to save money but to save the environment. Start bringing your own bags to stores and using those. That's a habit that I personally want to start doing. Habit number 3 is to start doing weekly resets and gyst routines. I got the word gyst from Kaylin. Basically, it's just a day where you get all your shit together, check your emails, you write out things that you want to do for the week, you do your weekly goal setting, you clean clean your room, you clean your house, whatever it may be. Pick a day out of the week and do that every single week. Oh my goodness, when I don't do a weekly reset, the week that comes after that is chaos because I feel like I'm just aimlessly like going through my day. I highly recommend starting to do that in 2020. Habit number 4 is to catch up with friends more and to hang out with your family more. Personally, like I was just that person who was just career oriented, but actually after talking to my boyfriend, he was like, no, you gotta add that stuff on there. So now I start to implement personal goals onto my habits and my goals for the year. You want to make sure that you're spending time with people who you care about. Let's say you're trying to save money this year and you don't want to go out as much. You don't always have to go out to have fun. Habit number 5 for personal is to sleep with your phone off or in a different room. This is so hard for me. I don't know why. When I go and grab my phone to turn off my alarm, I just pick it up naturally and I start scrolling. One way you can do this is to sleep with your phone in a different room. So when you wake up, you have an alarm clock that wakes you up maybe, or Alexa or something like that, and your phone isn't the first thing that you're seeing. Another way to do this is to turn your phone off. I don't know, I'm not there yet, but you can turn your phone off at night. I'm starting slow. I'm putting my phone on airplane mode in the morning. It's just a way to wake up without all of the distractions from the world coming in before you even get your mind straight. Next category we're gonna be moving into is work, career, and school. So the first habit to start in 2020 is to stop doing your work in bed. Whoever you are, I know you need to hear this. I love my bed. I love being in my room, but when I do my work in my bed, I almost rarely get stuff done because I'm in sleep mode. I don't do none of my editing in the bed anymore. My laptop stays here. I don't bring it to my bed. I used to fall asleep with my laptop on my bed, my phone on my bed. Like, that's just horrible. All of that radiation next to you is no good. So stop bringing your work to your bed, and I promise you, you will feel a whole lot better about yourself and your productivity and everything like that. Habit number 2 is to wake up earlier. Who hasn't heard this one? This is groundbreaking news. I know everybody says this. I've found to realize that when I stay up like till 1, 2 a.m. doing work, I'm not as productive as I would be waking up at 7 a.m. trying to do those things. I think it's worth the sacrifice to stop doing work a little bit earlier, go to sleep earlier, and wake up earlier so that you're more productive. Me personally, I'm more productive in the morning, so not everyone has to be like that. Everybody has their own way of doing things. And when I say wake up earlier, I don't mean you have to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. You can set yourself to wake up 1 hour earlier than what you usually do. Habit number 3 has to do with college or school, and it's to go to your professor's office hours this year, or speak to your teachers and go after school if you're in high school. So just go to your professor's office hours. You might make a connection with them if they're in your job field that you want to work in, or they just might have different tools or opportunities. Maybe you need an internship. Habit number 4 is to take better notes. I just recently found that you can sell your notes online. If I knew that, I would have been taking some good notes this semester, because the better notes you take, I guess the more websites you can sell your notes on. Not only are your notes going to help you at the end of the semester, you can sell your notes onto different websites. They will be linked down below, and you can make some extra money off of your notes. So habit number 5 is a big one, and it's to only give yourself 3 tasks to work on that day. Personally, I like to do 3 work, career / school tasks for the day and 3 personal. Typically though, I normally find myself only getting 3 to 4 things done a day, but don't go over that because you're just setting yourself up to be disappointed with yourself later on in the day because you can't get all those things done. We got busy lives out here. And the last category we're gonna go into is finances. We gotta talk about it because who teaches us this? We don't learn this in school. Last year, well, 2019, I didn't even set financial goals for myself until like the middle of the year. The first habit is to start doing monthly budgets. I got my template from Asia Dang. She's another YouTuber and she is known for doing her monthly budgets. So I just copied her template and I started to implement that in my own life. And now every month I get super excited, like nerdy excited, to do my monthly budget. It'll also keep you disciplined so that you don't overspend on certain things a month, and then you also give yourself money to spend on certain things that you like. Depending on how much money you're bringing in and you're paying your bills, budget a little money on the side to go shopping. If that makes you happy, like, don't just not do it because then you're gonna be unhappy, and we don't want that for 2020. Habit number 2 is to save a certain amount of money a day, a week, a month, or whatever. So let's say this year you want to save a certain amount of money. So a habit for you to do is for every day, or maybe every week, every month, save a certain amount of money to get you closer to that goal. Habit number 3 to start in 2020 for finances is to have no spend days. So have a day where you don't spend any money. That's pretty much it. Habit number 4 is to start using cash back websites such as Rakuten, which is amazing. I just got a check from Rakuten off of Christmas shopping, so you know that was good. And it's like you don't have to do anything for that money but shop like you normally would. So start using those things in 2020 to get more money back for stuff that you're already gonna buy anyway. Rakuten is just an example. There's much more out there to help you get cash back and all those things, plus using your credit cards. That's definitely a great habit to start in 2020. And lastly, habit number 5 is to grow your financial literacy. Basically, this means like reading more books about finances. Some of my favorites I will have below. You don't want to have a negative attitude with money, because if you make all this money from these habits and these goals, if you don't have the right mindset, you'll lose all of it. Not just by reading books, you can watch whole bunch of YouTube videos. Have a habit of maybe each week or every day you watch one financial video or read some part of a book that will help you build your financial literacy. So I'm just gonna get into some tips before you start implementing some habits, or if you're going to make your own habit list that you want to start for 2020. Here's some tips that I just thought about. So tip number 1 is to obviously go over your goals and what you want to accomplish this year before you even make your habits. What is it that you even want to accomplish this year? Take the time to look at that, and then from there go with the habits that you want to implement in order to get you closer to those goals. Tip number 2 is to know your priorities. This kind of goes with number 1. Prioritizing is so important. I'm working on that myself, but it's important to prioritize what is actually important to you. So you don't want to be doing things just because somebody told you to do it and it's not even important to your own life. So find out the things that make you happy, find out the things that are important to you, and then create your habit list from there. Another thing is to not overdo it. I struggle with this myself. I get overwhelmed by the huge list that I have sitting in front of me. For your habit, maybe you want to only implement one habit a month. You'll find yourself more successful at completing the habits if you don't give yourself too many to actually try to complete in a year. Another thing that you want to do is take the time to really see how much time you're willing to give towards a new habit or a new goal or whatever you're trying to do in a week, in a month. Sit down and really be realistic with your time. If you have a 9-to-5 job, that's a big chunk of your time. If you're in school, that's another big chunk of your time. So see how much time you're actually willing to give towards a new habit and how much time you can actually physically give towards a new habit. So for me personally, I write down all the things that I'm doing and I want to do. And then I write down how much time it takes me to do those things a day and a week. So I definitely highly recommend doing this, and it'll really put into perspective what you can actually get done in a certain amount of time. And lastly, I just want to say, while you're making your goals and your habits for 2020, or if you're changing things around, just know that a resolution doesn't have to be made in the new year. You can do a new resolution whenever you want. You can change a resolution, take one out whenever you want. You're not tied down to anything. That's what I do every 3 months. I change things around. If it's a good fit, then I'll keep it. Those are all my tips and those are all my habits for 2020. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you comment down one habit that you'll be starting in 2020 or that you want to start in 2020. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification button to see more videos from me. Check out the description box to see all the habits laid out, and you can take a screenshot of that. Follow my Instagram at effortlessly radiant, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.